Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today we're going to have a little look at Erika Kirk. There's something going on. There is something going on. And while I give the cards a good shuffle, have a peek in the description of this video. My links are all there, including the link to my free winter ebook. It is 7 Days of Magic, just for you. And it's a gorgeous little ebook. It's free. So you can just go into the description and download it. You'll see it listed there. My winter magic experience is also available. It is a 14-day daily event. You don't need to be there live. You will get little drops every single day. There's journal prompts. There's little doses of magic. There's 3 Zoom calls. So you do get live engagement. The Zoom calls will be recorded, so if you can't make it, that's okay. You will receive everything, even if you're not there live. I know some of my stuff is like, nope, we are Brigadoon. We only exist for one moment. But in this case, nope, everything will be recorded. You will have lifetime access to everything. And like I said, it's 14 Days of Magic. The link is in the description, so you can check out everything that is in it, everything that you will receive. I've been working on all the bonuses as well that aren't listed there. There's a bunch of bonuses that I'm going to drop in it too. So you aren't just getting what is listed. There's some other little magical little things I've got in the works for you as well. So if you have any questions, you can email me. My email's in the description, my website, everything's there, okay? And don't forget to click like and subscribe when you're on your way to the description. All right, we've given the cards a good shuffle. Let's have a look. I've got a few decks here. I've got my tokens as well. So we're gonna have a look at a whole bunch of things today. And we're gonna see what's going on. This Erika Kirk. Now, I'm not one to tell anybody how they should be grieving and what that should look like and sound like and feel like, but there is something off about this entire situation. I don't know many people who can die and then have like a 400 episode series made by Candace Owens about them to figure out what happened. Like that, there's just too much. Now, is Candace Owens going off the deep end? I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, there was a 4-hour conversation between her and Erika Kirk. I haven't watched Candace in a while because I was just like, if I get into this and start watching these videos, I'm gonna have to live to be 400 years old to get through all of them. I don't know how she's got the stamina, but anyway, I just feel like there's something off here. Things aren't adding up. Things just feel weird. There's just too many different things that went on. I'll tell you one thing that kind of perked me up. I stood up like a little meerkat, ready to pay attention, was when they took Charlie Kirk's body from where he was. He was in Utah, I believe. And they took him directly to the church, I believe. But it's like, if I'm having worked in the industry, if we're taking a body off of a plane, we take it directly to the funeral home. And we open that casket and we make sure everything is good. And then we keep the person there. We keep, the technical term is decedent. We keep your loved one in our care until like an hour before the service, and then we'll take you. So that kind of that one, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I mean? That was kind of like, I'm not sure about that. That one, that was the first moment that I was like, really? That doesn't feel like that. It was just weird. Now, they may have had stops along the way. That may have all unfolded the way that I believe it should have unfolded, but it just didn't. The optics were that it didn't. And that's what sort of made me perk up. So I don't know. There's too many unanswered questions, too many weird coincidences, too, like that movie Snake Eyes, and like there's just too many things. And then Erika Kirk, her behavior since then has just been Like I know people are like, well, she doesn't seem like a grieving widow. Well, there's no rules for how widows should grieve, but I don't. It just something's not sitting right. Do you know what I mean? You know when you're like, something's not right here. I don't know what it is, but it's not right. That's how I feel. So let's have a little peeky peek. Let's see what her energy is right now. Oh, she's raking in the dough. She is raking in the dough. She's achieved a lot. Well, she's now CEO, I guess, of the company, and the money is coming in from somewhere. This is the final payment, shall we say, has been made. The end of this financial moment. I'm trying to be very careful here. There's definitely, like, the contract has been completed, the bill's been paid, the end of the financial transaction has taken place. Interesting that she say recently that she's opened like 50 new chapters of TPUSA, and like where's the money coming from? Who like, how are they getting money without Charlie Kirk? Like, do you know what I mean? Because there was a whole bunch of other stuff below the surface, and it just sort of begs the question, where's the money coming from now? So there we go. Interesting. Oh, here we are again, the Pentacles again. There's definitely some things in the way. There's like blocks and obstacles. Our eights are always going to be that. A lot of times I might look at this card and say, like, let's not get rid of, like, well, you know what, a good line for this card is, done is better than perfect. That's an interesting one to come out for this moment, this particular reading and this topic. Done is better than perfect. Because really, a lot of times, like, the blocks and obstacles are oftentimes like we are what's in our own way. Something had to be out of the way. Interesting. The root of her problems right now is, like, she just, I almost feel like she's got too many decisions to make, too much information to hold in her head. Like, she's not, like, almost like she's overwhelmed by the amount of information and the amount of decisions that she has to make. I do wonder if perhaps she's being led down a path as well without realizing it. Is she in on it? Or does she think she's in on it? Does that make sense? Like, is she really in on it, or does she just think she's in on it? And so there's stuff going on that she doesn't know about. And so she's feeling overwhelmed about all the decisions that have to be made. And she's not the brilliant mind that Charlie Kirk was. This might all just be like a bit too much. You know, just because she was there for all of it, and when he built his business and his company and everything else, doesn't mean she really knows how to do this. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. So what's leaving her life? Yeah, the King of Cups. So, like, this is our emotions. This is like big mastery energy, big boss energy. Is she starting to lose control of her emotions even? Is she starting to crack a little bit under it all? Because the thing is she doesn't have emotions when we think she should, which is, like, kind of not the greatest thing to say, but, you know, don't get to dictate when people should have emotions about things. But she just doesn't have I've never seen a wet tear come out of her. That's a way of saying it. I know I try to be very cautious about what I'm saying here today. So yeah, I'm just kind of, it just feels like her emotions are starting to unravel a little bit, and I don't think it's because of what's happened. I think it's because she's overwhelmed by what's going on. I think that's really the big issue for her. What does she want? She wants a fresh start. She wants new adventures. I think, yeah, she definitely wants to be seen as, you know, the big boss lady, and you know, she just wants to be seen as this youthful, fresh energy leading the way. But there again, back to this, like, is she really in on it, or does she just think she's in on it? That it's that naivete, that she probably doesn't know who she can trust right now, because there's, if after everything that went on, if that was kind of an inside thing, then they'll do her too. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think she's probably in a state of not really knowing who she can trust, because everybody will double cross each other. And this is bigger than just a bunch of people around a board table. Like, this is massive. This is a really huge, huge, huge thing. My table looks quite Christmassy today. It's kind of dark out. So we have, in the near future, interesting how many pentacles have come out here today. In the near future, we're looking at some financial changes. She will probably get an injection of money. Look what happened right before that injection of money. Look at what was going on in the weeks leading up to that injection of money. Where did that money come from? Who was she having conversations with? What was going on? That, yeah, that's, and her underlying energy is she's got to figure out what to do with the money. She's got all these decisions. She's trying to juggle all the money, juggle all the kids, juggle all the business, juggle it all. I think she's, I'm wondering if perhaps she's just being kept so incredibly busy and everything is so intense that she doesn't actually have the time, space, or energy to just break down. And not in a performative way, but in a real authentic way, because we've seen a lot of performance. So anyway, interesting. All right, let's have a look at the next deck. We'll do the What Lies Beneath cards. We'll see what's going on there. I don't know. What do you think? Do you get like weird vibes from Erika Kirk? I saw this interview where it was the two of them, and she really didn't seem to know much about their relationship. It was kind of wild. Now, you know, we always leave room for grace. We always leave room for things like baby brain and being tired and being overworked and, you know, maybe just not being that smart, right? But she just, like, she couldn't remember, like, their anniversary or their kids' birthdays or something like that. And I thought, wow, like, and she kind of said it like, there's just so many. And it's like, it's your husband and your two children. Like, how many birthdays are you struggling to remember? Like, you know, I mean, I could tell the birthdays of my entire family, even the ones I don't have anything to do with. And I can tell you the day my son was born. I can tell you what time he was born. He was born at 12:42 and he weighed 7.5 pounds. And he was 42 weeks. Thank you very much. There we go. So I don't, yeah, it's just sort of weird. It was just sort of weird that she just didn't seem to know or be able to remember. It was almost like, you know, I went to see a play a few months ago, and at one point in the act one of the actors could not remember his lines. He did great afterwards, but he just yelled out line, and the stage manager said the line, and then he carried on. And it was, you know, we just all pretended it didn't happen, and he was fine for the rest of the show. But it was almost like a moment like that where she was performing and couldn't remember her lines. So, copycat. Oh. Who's being copied? Don't want to hear it. Yeah, she doesn't want to hear any of it. She doesn't want to hear what people have to say. That's, you know, nobody's really on Team Erika these days. I don't know. You know, especially like when it, you know, she's not even, it's not even like it was Charlie Kirk and then his like right-hand man stepped in. It's like his wife. Like I understand that she knows everything in the business and everything, but at the same time, it's like, but this isn't what she did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Already knowing the tea. She wants to set the record straight. I wonder if she's actually going to sit down and do a big interview. to set the record straight. There were some questions about that a couple months ago, about what was going on between her and someone else that we all know. I actually talked about it on one of my lives because I was like, have you heard this? Do you know what's going on? Yeah. I want to know this. Okay, let's have a look at these two. And I'm sorry it's dark. Oh my gosh, they all came flying out. Okay. I do have my little charts here for a second. What are we looking at? I have so many, see what I did? I wrote them all out, so I don't have to memorize all the meanings. But no, I don't know. I should have had the chart. Okay. So we'll look at the scissors. This kind of landed in the middle. The scissors, something needs to be cut out. We'll just leave that there. We'll just leave that there. 21 is, oh, sorry, that's 12. So I should wear my reading glasses while I do this. Upside down monkey, seeing the world from a new perspective. Well, I guess you do when you start up a new relationship. You know, it's a whole new world. It is a whole new world. And this is 75. 75, replaying old memories, repeating cycles and old stories. Yeah, we're hearing a lot about her past. Absolutely. And it's not as sweet and innocent, not as sweet as innocent as we thought she might be. But I wonder if there's something going on with somebody that from her past or that she's known a long time. Interesting. The pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, protection from evil spirits. I wonder if she's doing a little voodoo on top of her Christianity. I wonder if she's doing that. The crown, divine feminine, loving embodiment of power. That's how she wants to be seen. I think she wants to be seen as this like Mother Earth, beautiful, loving, kind, but like, I don't know. She just doesn't come off that way. Okay, when you really listen to her, like listen to her without looking at her, like close your eyes while you listen to her. It's an interesting experience. 29, the spider, feminine, artistry, ancient wisdom. She's tapping into something. She's definitely tapping into something. Absolutely. This is some kind of gift. This is like, it says it's a gift, so it's a birthday or holiday surprise gifted. Probably something we will never know about. And then 25 is the T, friendship, confiding in a loved one, comfort and joy. Was that the Candace Owens conversation? I feel like it is. There's almost a sense that they spoke and they came to an agreement of what's going to happen next, of what this is all going to sound like and look like. Because it's all part of the show, right? Like they're not enemies. It's all part of the show. Like that. Yeah. It's all just part of the show. Yeah. And I don't even know if Candace Owens was actually best friends with Charlie Kirk. I have no idea. I don't know that any of us will ever know. But she seemed to know enough. She seemed to know enough for whatever reason. I don't know. But this, yeah. I think a lot of stuff is gonna come out about Erika in this next couple of years. Sorry, these cards are like really big and very slippy and hard to shuffle. So you get to watch me. I did give them a good shuffle before I started the camera. All of them. I have more decks here. So yeah, I think these are like so slippy slidey. They're like very, very glossy. So even the cards slide off of each other. This is the investigation deck. So we'll have a little peeky peek. Evidence or statement. Yeah. I feel like this is going back to like she's going to make a statement. She's going to do a big like 2-hour interview with someone, you know, something like that. I don't know. With Alex Jones. No, she's not going to do it with Alex Jones. I thought that would be kind of funny though. Something was seen. Yeah. Yeah. Something was seen. Maybe that camera that they took down immediately. Like they were still carrying Charlie Kirk to the car to get him to the hospital, and some guy was taking a camera down. We all saw it. Jealousy or cheating. See, back to that. Is there a little something going on with that other person that we all know about? Not that we all know about what's going on, but we all know about this other person. We know who they are, right? Temperance, life in balance. This card often comes up, I find, when there's like some medical stuff, like liquids of the body and things like that. Like I want to say the word blood, but that's not really what. But just for an example of liquids of the body. That's interesting. And what do we have here? A stalker or being watched? Who's watching who? Who's watching who? And what do we have here? The Fool again. Risk taking. The Fool again. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really, really curious to hear what you think, because there's so much coming out here that it's just like, oh my gosh. What direction is this going to go? And is she ever going to cry for real? Oopsie. These cards are a little bit stiff. I did shuffle all this is that massive deck of hundreds of cards. It's a true crime deck. Lots of cards, so they're kind of hard to shuffle. So we're going to do it in 4 batches. So I have them like I don't know if you can see. You can see them all right there. There we go. Okay, and we'll do. And let's see what comes out. Propaganda. No shiz. No shiz. Celebrity. Yep, she is. She is. She was like a Miss Universe, Miss America, something like that. She was in that. She had a school for children like in Rwanda or something. You might want to do a little Google on that one. I'll let you do that. I know you're very capable of finding out what's being said about that, but you will want to Google that. Her school for girls or orphanage or something that she had. Grandparent. I did find it very interesting that Charlie Kirk's parents almost seem to be a non-entity in all of this. I thought that was interesting. Now, they could have just been like, no, we're very private people. We don't want to be, you know, on the front page of everything. They could have very, very, very much guarded their privacy, but at the same time, it's like, well, when your son is like one of the most famous people in America, it's hard to avoid it without causing rumors. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? A boat. All right. I don't know what the boat means. I don't know what the boat means. What's on a boat? I know that there was a plane that took off from Utah. Turned off its signal, I guess, and then appeared again like 90 minutes later or something. Did we all hear about that day? Who was getting flown secretly out of that Utah area, or out of the area of that university? I don't know I can't remember what the university was called. Can't remember. Lies. Is it all going to collapse? Oh, is somebody getting a warning? Delays. What's being delayed? A false person. A false person. I've believed all this time that things are not what they appear to be. I've believed that the people that we believe are who we believe they are not, that they may be characters that were created. Sometimes things are just a little too convenient, and that's when you should kind of perk up a little bit and say, wait a minute, that's a little too convenient. A false person. All right, we're going to keep that one. And we're going to keep this one. Who's getting the warning? A river. God. Only God knows. Only God knows. All right, let's see. What is going on here? Well, it really did get kind of dark, right? I'm going to pause. Well, I'm just going to leave this for a second. I'll actually keep talking so you know that I'm still here. I'm just going to turn on an overhead light a little tiny bit so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Is that better? There we go. I don't normally film at this time of day, so it's a little darker than usual. Plus, it's been a cloudy, gloomy day. And I depend on, there's a big window right next to me here. And I depend on that light to have natural light. So, good. Weather manipulation. Yeah, that's all coming out too, by the way. Your weather's being manipulated. Just as an aside, so many people would say, that's not true, that's not true. As a minister, I was in the wedding world for a long, long time. And there were companies that you could hire that would make sure it didn't rain on your wedding. That's weather manipulation. So if the average person can buy weather manipulation for their wedding day, it's real. It's real. Trust me. Depopulation. Oh, this is a whole other set of things going on here. This is, yeah, there was a firearm. Oh, yeah, I guess we were depopulated that day. By one, sadly. A firearm. Strangulation. Did they say that he, well, I guess, yeah, because it was like near his throat. Is that not what happened? It was near his throat, or it was his throat, like the artery there. And a road, yeah. He took the road home. That he did. We've still got these couple of cards here that we'll pull some tokens for. And then we'll get the pendulum out and see if there's anything else that we need to know. I think this reading is feeling as shifty as I find Erika Kirk to be. I don't know. I want to like her. I really do. I want to like her, but the vibe is, there's just something off. I don't know. Here we go. What is this? A death hoax. Been saying it for all this time. I've been saying this all this time. I'm not 100% that what we saw is what we saw. Okay. I'll just leave that at that. A flight risk. Oh my gosh. Right now, did I not just 5 minutes ago say that there was a plane that took off from that area, turned off its signal, radar, whatever it is, disappeared, and then reappeared like an hour or 90 minutes later. So somebody got the heck out of there. Someone was taken to somewhere else. Right after, like literally minutes, like within I think it was less than an hour that the flight took off after this. No one's ever going to know who that was, but it's a little bit convenient, isn't it? A little bit convenient. Manipulation. I think we're all being manipulated. Law enforcement. Like, see, this is the thing. Everybody's in on it at every level, whether it's real or not. Everybody's involved at every level. Hollow earth. Affluent. Yeah. Trauma. Traumatized the nation. Are you kidding me? Vampire. All right. There we go. Okay, we're going to look at these cards with the tokens. All right, can you see that? I ask you like you can answer me. Okay, there we go. I think this can work. There. All right, that can work, right? Okay. And I'm not looking at the tokens. I'm just pulling a few for each card, whatever comes with me. There we go. Okay. The false person, we have number 16, which is a bomb. Destruction and liberation. Somebody got liberated. Tower moment, unforeseen change. It has been said that the camera that was taken down was actually like a hologram camera thing, projector. Just leave that there for you. You can do your own research. You can absolutely do that. I know you're very clever because only clever people follow me and listen to me. So music notes, musical connection, performing or writing music. Well, there was that big concert. This one, I feel like maybe there's something, what? Was she a singer? I know she was an actress, but was she also a singer? I don't know. We'll have to Google. We will have to Google that. Number 49 is the phone, waiting for a call or message. Yeah, I feel like it was like somebody got the call. Actually, we saw that in the video that literally signals were being sent. I don't know what the signals are. I don't know who they were being sent to or from, but you know, people were signaling each other. We know that. We know that. Okay, the warning is 46 is timeout, quiet time, stillness. Oh, this is a warning to the rest of us. This is what we'll do if you don't sit down. If you don't sit down. Yeah, Charlie was in some, like, I'm not 100% convinced he is gone. So, but definitely this is a warning to the rest of us. 73, a bird with flowers, about hope and truce. Oh, I wonder if this was like a sacrifice, if this was meant to appear to be a sacrifice or a deal, like this can continue, but you got to go. So they have to, like, it would not make sense for Charlie Kirk to say, okay, I'm just retiring now at the age of whatever, 30, however old he was, 30, 32, something like that. It wouldn't make sense. So they kind of, I feel like, yeah, he was given warnings in advance of this happening. Like, he was running with the big dogs. Do you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't just, this wasn't checks coming from little old ladies in small towns. This is big money. This is big, powerful political money that he was getting. And I wonder if he got some warnings, and then anybody who would have been allied with him would have been seeing this as like, all right, we get it. Like, they made an example of him and as a warning to the rest. I wonder if that's what's happened. Okay, 116. Two goblets, celebration, mutual love. Well, a lot of people were celebrating. A lot of demons were celebrating, that's for sure. That's for sure. 43, menorah, guided by the light of God. Yeah. And the money. Candace Owens. Candace Owens. Okay. I'm not trying to make anything about anything, just Candace Owens, okay? Because she keeps talking about this. Not Jewish people. Not at all. We have no problem with Jewish people. But just the same as, like, nobody has a problem with Canadian people, but a lot of people have a problem with Canadian government. It's kind of the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So there we go. Yeah. Death hoax. So number 31 is the clover, four-leaf clover, yeah. Good luck, rare find. Yeah. 141 is the bathtub, self-care, purify your energy field. And 78 is a bird. Where is it on my sheets? It's an eagle. Oh, it's an eagle, like America. Mm-hmm. Higher self. Freedom. He's free in one way or another. Interesting. Yeah. All right, flight risk. I can't see what that says. 135. I really should put my glasses on before I start doing this. 135 is a suitcase, indication of movement or relocation, arrival or departure. Imagine that falling there right there on the flight risk. Who was on that plane? That's what I want to know. Who was on that plane? All right, number 1, magic, miracles, and manifestation landing between the two here. And our law enforcement card has an apple, health, forbidden fruit, and knowledge. They're in on it. They have to be, one way or another. They're hiding things. They're releasing things strategically. There's, yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. All right, let's ask the pendulum. Is there anything else? Oh, sorry, I should hold it where you can see it. Is there anything else we need to know about this reading? Oh, it's not feeling vigorous today, but it is saying no. Oh, come on. Stronger answer, please. There we go. All right, it's saying no. It likes that. We're complete here. Thank you so much for hanging out all this time. You may have had to take that in a couple batches. But don't forget to click like, click subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. And as ever, have a magical day.